Hello, my beautiful kings and queens. Last night was intense. And if you see my last two videos I posted in the middle of the night, like I couldn't sleep. I could not sleep. Um, I just woke up and it was crazy. Like, you know how like when you wake up in the middle of the night, you're still kind of like groggy a little bit and you can like eventually like doze back off. Like, no, like I was like up. And it's like, okay, I need to get some sleep because I got to wake up and do the whole morning routine and everything for my family. And I didn't realize until I had commented on back, I replied to one of the comments. And they were saying that the same thing happened to them. Like they were up last night. And then it just dawned on me. It was like, oh man, it was a full moon last night. Well, damn, like no wonder, like I was just up for hours. I was looking at my kids sleeping all peaceful and I'm like, I wish I was sleeping. Like, yeah, no. So if that happened to you as well, it's actually a good thing. I know, like at the time I was just like, okay, this kind of sucks because like this is, and that's why my hair is up. I didn't do my hair today. I'm just like, I wasn't trying to move fast this morning like I just get up and get at it. Like I'm just moving slow today and just taking it easy after all of the energy that shifted within me, and know that like so much energy is shifting within you as well. You have been a certain type of way your entire life. When you've been programmed and manipulated to to the point to where it's like you're not even safe to be your true authentic self. You have been put into survival mode. And so maybe you're more like, and this is gender neutral. I think that's the right way to say it. But I'm trying to say that gender doesn't matter here. You could be naturally more in your masculine, but because you were in survival mode and because of these toxic people you were around, you had to be more feminine. Or it was the opposite. You are naturally more feminine, but you had to be more masculine. You had to be more logical in order to survive in the lifestyle that you have been put in. Oh man, I'm tired. I'm gonna get this out though, because it made so much sense to me. Like, and I've talked about this in a few different videos, but it's like we are literally shifting and it's huge. Like this shift that we're going through, it sounds like sometimes I swear it sounds like I'm saying shit. Because it is shitty, the things that we've had to endure, or maybe you still are. But if you are resonating with this type of message or similar messages, you're getting ready to walk away from something very toxic. And so when you've been raised to believe that it's not safe to be yourself and you have to dim that and water that version of yourself down, now that you're stepping into your purpose, you're stepping into your power, realizing who you are, it's a shift that's happening. And so I didn't realize that. If you watch my other videos where I first walked away from narcissism, I walked a grown ass woman live like, I'm like, how in the hell was I guided to move out of state, be independent? And I'm like, okay, this is it. Like this is the move, right? Like this is I knew about narcissism, but I still had hope that my mother could change, right? Because she's a covert narcissist. And I'm like, no, she can still change. Like I used to have toxic ways. I've changed completely. If I can change, anybody can change. And I can be that example because I care and I love for this person so much. I have so much love for this person. I want them to see like it's possible. Like I'm literally a human being just like you are. And therefore, if I can change, so can you. So here I am all the way in North Carolina. And then I'm like, okay, I know I left a 9 to 5. So I'm like, I'm not supposed to be working a 9 to 5. Like that's not part of my purpose. Like I'm not supposed to be put away into a little cubicle or put into this little spot and just, I was working in a call center and just listening to like the collective's um a mindset. And it's just like, why are you playing the victim and like and like yelling at me, got attitude because I worked for the gas company. And it's like, you are yelling at me, expecting me to like lower your bill, which I didn't have the power to do. And nobody in that office had the power to do that. Like, it's not a thing that you can just do. Like, have you ever called one of your utility bills and got a discount? Like, no. Maybe if you went through some type of now that I'm homeless and I'm seeing that there are a lot of resources out there, maybe you went through some type of resource like that. But I know you've never called, and they'll be like, okay, we understand, we're lower your bill. Like, that shit just doesn't happen. So anyways, at least here in Las Vegas, like, we don't do that shit. So people calling pissed off, oh my God, I can't believe, like, playing the victim. And it's like, you are a grown ass adult. Like, and it got so bad to the point to where if somebody didn't allow me to transfer, like, I tried everything in my power to try to reason with these people, to think like, okay, like, you got to have some type of like, discernment's not really, I guess that word works. You got to have some type of like discernment. Like, you got to realize, like, you got to be mature enough to realize, like, I'm just taking these phone calls. Like, I'm not here to agree or disagree with you, or be like I got to pay the same damn bill too. Like, and I don't get a discount. So if I don't get a discount, what the hell makes you think you finna get a discount? And I'm working for them. Anyways, so eventually, after trying so much, I'd be like, okay, I can't transfer your call to a supervisor, which, by the way, they're not actually supervisors. They're just people that have been there longer than I have. Like, so anyways, and then they wouldn't go to they're like, no, I don't want to talk to a supervisor. I want to talk to you. And it's like, okay, you're getting nowhere with me. So why don't you try something else? Like, because we just gonna keep going around in circles. And eventually they're like, they don't want to go to a supervisor. They want to just keep spewing their venom at me. After being there for, I don't know, maybe like 6 months, I was fucking getting tired of that shit. And I was just like, look, I mean, people were literally like yelling, like, why are you yelling at me? Like, I'm another grown ass adult. Like, I'm another person. I'm not your child. Like, it ain't my fault. Like, if you use the shit, pay for it. Like, I can't help you. Like, I can sympathize with you. I can understand, like, yeah, it sucks. I see the fucking prices are going on, everything are rising and going crazy right now. But our paychecks aren't. So I can understand it, and I get your frustration. However, yelling at me is not going to change that. Like, how do you not see that? Like, so anyway, 6 months of this, and eventually I'm just like, I was getting tired of it, and I was just like, yeah, click. I just started hanging up on people, and not like everybody. It was just those couple of people, those really super ignorant people that just wouldn't let me transfer their call to a supervisor. I started hanging up on them, and it was maybe like 5 different calls, but every once in a while, a call would get pulled. And so one of the customers I hung up on, that call got pulled, and then my supervisor called me, because it was a remote job. So she called me on my line and was just like, oh, I'm so disappointed in you. And I was just like, the fuck? You disappointed in me? Did you not hear that call? Like, I did everything in my power that I possibly could, and I was nothing but nice and kind to this person, and they kept just spewing their venom at me. Like, what the fuck was I supposed to do? Like, so I'm like, okay, I possibly could have just been like, you know what, I am gonna have to end this call because there's nothing, like, but I wasn't in that space to, like, I wasn't trying to, it wasn't my time to do that. That's not my purpose on this planet. It's not to be a fucking call center representative so people can yell at me. That's not what I came here to do. So when and I was a very, very good employee, and was always, I'm not very tech savvy. So I'm always asking questions about, like, okay, like, how do I get from this app to over here? And like, I was like trying my best. Right. So when she was like, I'm so disappointed in you, I was just like, man, you got me fucked up. Like, I'm sorry, like, hell to the no. So at that point, I was just like, yeah, I really was just like, I wasn't super aware that, like, I was like in this matrix, but it was starting to like it was starting to like open up to me. And I'm just like, you're disappointed in me. And I know you like me, and I know you know I'm an amazing person. So therefore, outside of work, like, of course I'm a great person, I'm a great mother, I'm this and that. And for you to be like, I'm so disappointed in you, I was just like, yeah, you for the company. You're for the company before you are any other employee. And I get it, like, to some degree. You know, you've been there for like how many years? You've now gotten yourself into this like this position of like a supervisor, like you have employees underneath you, you're making more money. Yes, you're going to be looking out for yourself before other people. But if you're somebody like me, you just have compassion for everybody, no matter what. And you realize what's right is right and what wrong is wrong. So when she was like, I'm disappointed in you, it only took a few more days of me working there till I just quit. And I didn't even put my 2 weeks in. I just stopped showing up because I was just so fucking drained and so exhausted. I was so exhausted to when I finally quit. They actually sent the police to my house because they were like, we were worried about you. Yeah, because that's not something that you normally do. You don't just not show up. And it's like, do you not think that, like, do you not see what's going on here? Like, you, okay. So I told the police, I was like, yeah, I'm just done. I didn't tell them like, oh, well, I see that like I'm a part. I didn't use the terminology like, oh, I see like I'm a part of this matrix. It was just like, no, like I was just like played the whole like, I'm just done. I'm just tired. And I was just exhausted. And I just left it at that. And the first few, no, not the first, it was like the first week. Oh, I was pregnant as well at the time. I couldn't believe it because I worked from home 4 days out of the week. Cause one day it was like called like a touchdown day and we had to go into the office, and my day was Thursday and I hated that day. And so anyways, like that first week, I was absolutely exhausted. Like, and all I did was sit down. I sat down the whole time, but that's how draining that is. Just not only that job, but also I speak more about like just my whole upbringing, everything, and going to that point. I was so unbelievably exhausted that first week. I did nothing but just lay in bed the entire time. Like I didn't, like, the only time I got up was to like get my kids ready from school. They came home from school. I fixed dinner, got them in the showers, got them in bed. Other than that, I'm in the bed. I was in the bed. I was so exhausted. And then what's so crazy is, like, let me know in the comments if this has ever happened to you, because before this moment, when I was a little girl, I remember like standing in the mirror and like looking at myself, and this weird calm feeling would come over me, and it would be like my soul was looking back at me. And I didn't have any words for this. Like, I wasn't spiritual. I didn't know anything about anything. I was completely raised in narcissism. I was raised in chaos. It was arguments and literal, like, putting hands on people. Like, my dad used to hit my mom, and it's like I was in complete chaos. So when that came over me, I would just like snap, like shake my head, blink my eyes, and snap myself out of it. Cause I'm just like, what the hell was that? Like, what was that about? So that was the very first spiritual experience I had. Years, decades later, during this process of when I finally quit my job and was just like, I'm not doing this shit. I'm not playing this role, like in this matrix. I'm not, no, I'm here for something different. I'm not here to do this shit. So after a week of just laying in bed in my own voice, but it was not me. I know it sounds crazy, but if you rock with me, you resonate with me, you already know, you've probably had experiences like this yourself. But to me, like, it was fucking crazy, because it was not me who said it. It was in my own voice, but it was not me. And in my own voice, in my head, I heard, it's time to move. And I'm like, at this time, I'm like, I just quit my job. I ain't got no money. Like, I don't have like, and I'm like, and on top of that, the only place, I'm originally from England. So I was raised there for the first 10 years of my life. And then I moved straight to Las Vegas. And I'm like, I don't know nothing else. And I'm not moving all the way to England. Like, I don't even want to. I don't want to. When I have kids, like, they don't know nothing about that. Like, it would be, yes, it's the same language, but it would be a complete culture shock to them. So I'm like, I'm not doing all that. So I'm like, all right, like I really don't want to be in this house where I'm at right now, because that house, I was grateful for it, but that was actually, the lease was in my friend's name, but she helped me out because I was in a situation where I was like, look, I'm not ready. I don't want to be here anymore. And she was like, hey, like I just moved out. I haven't ended the lease yet. You could just move on in. So it was perfect divine timing. But it wasn't my style, wasn't my taste. And I was just like, like the energy there, I was just like, and I didn't even speak in those terms. I just knew like something about it. I was just like, I just don't want to really be here. So anyways, I'm in a position where I'm just like, where the fuck am I gonna go? Like, how am I supposed to make this work? So the next day I'm like, okay, spirit, I hear you. I don't want to be here and I would love to move, but where am I going? And then I hear North Carolina. What the fuck? Like, I can't even place that on the map. I literally could not put that on the map. I'm like, North Carolina, like, all right, that's what you say. Like, I'm gonna make it work. So I just got to selling everything. I'm like, if I move into North Carolina, I'm gonna get a couple suitcases, and what can't fit in there, everything else, I'm just gonna try to sell. And so I just sold everything I could. I sold my car. I sold everything. I sold my bed set. I sold everything and anything that I could think that would be of any type of value. It was gone, because I was like, I can't take it with me. So either it's going to go in the trash, or I'm going to try to sell it, because I need money to make this transition and to afford my new lifestyle until I find a different type of work out there. So I get out there, and again, I'm pregnant also, which, man, it's so crazy. So get out there, and I'm like, all right, this is a new slate. This is a new story for me. I was aware of narcissism, but like I said, I thought that I could truly help my mom overcome narcissism, because I had toxic ways myself. I even asked myself at one point, I'm like, well, damn, like, am I a narcissist? Like, shit, like, I need to change. And that's how you know, if you've asked yourself a question like that, that's how you know you damn well aren't, because they don't usually, there's a few of them that may reflect, and they can get to a point to where they realize that they are, but most of them don't. And most of them, even if they do, they can't change. Like it's like word vomit. Like it's, oh shit. Even just talking about that shit is draining. These people are some draining ass people. And especially when I talk more about what we're going through right now, it's just like, we're tired, we're exhausted. I didn't get no sleep last night. And I'm like, the only time for me to make a video right now is while my son is sleeping, and like, I can't sleep. Like, what? Like, y'all want to watch me sleep? So anyways, I'm in North Carolina. I'm like, all right, this is a fresh start, right? I'm pregnant, and then my kids, we try to take them to school, and they're like, oh, well, in order for them to go to school, they have to like walk to school for the first week, and then they could earn a seat on the school bus. And I'm like, that makes no damn sense, but all right, whatever. Like, I'm not about to argue and question this. But what I am going to do is we're going to do this walk before school starts to make sure that this is doable. My kids were like, my daughter has asthma. She was like huffing and puffing the whole time. She's just trying to catch her breath. My son was complaining the whole time. I'm pregnant. My feet are like swollen. My ankles were swollen, which was so crazy, because in all my other pregnancies that never happened. But in this pregnancy, like my last pregnancy, I just said my last. I guess that's my last. Because I kept saying, like, who knows what happens? Who knows? But I know it's time to focus on myself now. So I guess, maybe that was my last pregnancy, and my feet were, and my ankles were swollen. So we're doing this walk, and I'm like, hell no, like everything, like, see, in Vegas, you could walk to a lot of different places. If you drive in, like, it really doesn't take long to get anywhere. Everything's 24 hours. It's pretty convenient. And that's one of the positives, but I mean, it's Vegas, so I'm pretty sure you already know, like, this is not the place that a spiritual person like me would want to be in and raise my family in. So I'm in North Carolina. We make this walk. I'm like, this is not going to be doable. So then I'm like, all right. I was thinking about it, and I'm just like, I'm going to try homeschool. And so we loved it. Me and my kids, we were able to bond and became so close. Like, it was just the best time. So we're homeschooling, we're in this new apartment, and the apartment, come to find out, it was actually brand new. And I didn't know that going in. So I was like, man, this is so symbolic. Like, this is all brand new. Like, this is a fresh start for us. And I'm like, this is cool, right? And then at the time, I was just like, I'm not interested in going to the doctor and being poked with needles and being scanned and having all of this radiation and all of this. Like, it just seems so unnatural to me, the whole thing. I'm like, I don't need these people telling me, like, I'm no, like, it just, none of it resonated with me. But I didn't have the money to afford a midwife. But I'm like, I was watching a lot of videos on like at-home births and water births and stuff like that, and I'm just like, you know what, like, I didn't like, what's the word I'm looking for? I didn't like consciously like say like, I'm going to have an at-home birth or I'm going to do this by myself. But I just knew, like, I'm just not going this route, this traditional route that like I've done before. Like, I didn't get anything out of it. Like, I'm not doing it. So, I don't know what day it was. I do, but I don't know, like, if it was like a Monday, Tuesday, like, I don't know. But anyway, because I'm trying to think, did I homeschool the kids the day before? I think, yes, I did. I homeschooled the kids the day before, did the whole night routine and everything, got them into the bed. I wash my face and do my whole night routine and everything. And then I'm getting in the bed and then I start feeling some pains. And I'm like, like, all right, like, they're go away eventually. And then they just kept coming. And that's when I was like, oh, this is labor. Like, these are contractions. Like, they weren't going anywhere. So I was like, all right, I'm not going to sleep. So I just turned the lights on because I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and try to, that's just going to piss me off. Like, trying to sit here trying to go to sleep and I can't. So I turned the lights on and I'm just like, all right, I'm just riding it out. I'm just breathing through them. You know, the night turns into the morning, the kids are coming, they're like, how come you didn't wake us up and get us ready for school? And I'm just like, look, it's happening. Your brother's on his way. And how I knew it was a boy, because before I left to North Carolina, while I was still in Vegas, I thought the responsible thing was, because I was still in my people pleasing mode, I was like, I want everybody to know that I am being responsible. And I did want to know the sex of my baby. So I went to the doctor and, which is so crazy, go to the doctor and I go get an ultrasound and find out it's a boy. But every time when I was laying back, this feeling kept coming over me. And they were like, look, we're not going to be able to tell you if it's a boy or anything if we can't do this ultrasound. Like, you could sit up for the rest, for, all the other parts. But for this, I can't say the word specific, but you know what I mean. For this certain part, you have to lay back. And I keep trying to lay back like so many different times. And I'm like, I'm sorry, like, something just doesn't feel right. I feel weird. And then eventually I'm like, all right, fuck it. Like, I'm just going to muster through this, if that's the right word. I'm just going to power through this. I don't know. I lay back. Next thing you know, I wake up and it's like a whole room full of extra nurses standing around me. Like, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, what's going on? You had a seizure. I'm like, oh shit. Like, I didn't say that, but I'm thinking it like, damn, because I've had seizures before, but this was years and years and years ago that I had seizures. And this was when I have stopped taking Xanax, and come to find out that once you cold turkey that could be one of the symptoms. And I didn't know that. So I thought I was over it. Right. And so I had a seizure. When you black out during these things, I don't know if it's for everybody, but for me, I peed on myself. Like, and so that's how I knew, like, I didn't think that they were lying. But it's like, when you don't expect something like that to happen, and it's like years later and you're pregnant, like, I'm checking, like, dang, I'm touching myself and I'm like, I'm wet. I'm like, wow, I really peed on myself. I really just had a seizure. Even with that, even knowing that, I was still like, I just don't feel like, because they were like, oh, well, because you had a seizure and because you're over the age of 35, you need to go see a high-risk doctor. And something in my spirit was just like, no, I don't need to go see no damn high-risk doctor. I'm not playing these games. Like, I'm not about to be in like doing this whole shit that y'all do in the Matrix. Like, no, like, and it didn't come from me trying to be defiant and trying to be like irresponsible and be like, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do. Like, no, it was just, something was just like, no. No. So anyways, fast forward. Now I'm in North Carolina. Haven't gone to the doctor my entire pregnancy. I'm having these contractions. Night turns into the morning time, right? And um, my kids come in and they're like, I tell them, your brother is about to come. But then I feel this pain and I'm like, okay, I asked them to step out the room because I wanted them to be with me, but I was like, I don't know what's about to happen. And I'm not trying to scare them by them seeing me in pain. And maybe I'm going to start screaming. Like, I don't know what's about to happen. So I asked them to step out. And I don't know how the hell I got my pants off during this, like some way, somehow. And then something was just like, I just, if you're a female and you've been through this before, you just know, like your body just naturally just does it. Like I push and then all this gross shit came out, like all the I don't know, I don't know what you call it. I'm tired. I can't think of all the gross stuff. Like, cause when I touched it and I was like, is that the head? But I was like, it's really soft. And then all this, like, I was like, oh, that is nasty. And then something in my head was like, again, in my own voice, but it was not me, was like, push again in 30 seconds. And I'm like, okay, I'm in way too much pain right now to sit here and calmly count to 30. Like, hell no, that's not about to happen. Like, the shit hurts, right? And then also I was standing up because like every time I tried, which was probably good because I had the seizure when I was laying down, right? Every time I was laying down, it was just like, it just hurt too much. Standing up felt more comfortable to me. So 30 seconds had passed, I guess. And then again, after I had consciously said, like, I'm not going to sit here and count to 30. Something again was like, now. So then I push and boom, out he came. And that right there just showed me just like how damn powerful and how strong I am. Like, I just really just birthed my baby all by myself. Like literally, like nobody else was in that room with me. Like, my kids were right there, but nobody else was there to help me along. Like I did it all myself. And when he came out, which I don't want to scare anybody, but when he came out, I'm just being honest, he had the umbilical cord wrapped around his neck 3 times. And man, it's such a miracle because I was like, and I know not all babies have to cry. Not all babies cry when they come out, but because he had the umbilical cord wrapped around his neck, which I unraveled as fast as I could, I was like, that's something that I kind of want to hear. And he was so chill and he seemed okay, but I was like, something was like, I'm calling 911. Like, fuck that. Like, I'm gonna need somebody to come check on my baby. So they came, took us to the hospital, and they were like, like, do you have any family members out here to take my other kids, because they're not supposed to stay here overnight, and we're not supposed to bring food for 3 people, it's only supposed to be for 2. And eventually they worked it all out for us, and they were able to stay. They got food, they were fed and everything. Baby's okay, I'm okay. And yeah, it was just like, see, like this is when you follow your intuition, you follow this divine guidance, things just work out. Like, and when you're conditioned to believe that everything's hard, everything's working against you, to where you're just like, look, I know this is what other people are thinking, this is what I've been taught, but I'm gonna go this way. And it all worked out. So we're in the hospital. Eventually my mom and my oldest son, who was still in Vegas, they came out to visit us and to come see the baby. And everybody is complimenting me and like saying, how strong I was. Like, wow, like you really like just gave birth to him all by yourself. And then I just noticed, like, my mom was just real quiet. Like, okay, like you. And even myself, like, I didn't really, we're so used to just being strong that it, like, even that to me was just like, okay, I guess it's really not like that big of a deal. Our ancestors did this, like, okay, like, all right, whatever. But it was like, I noticed it. Like, everybody else thought it was amazing, and I kind of felt like this shit was amazing too. But yeah, she was just oddly quiet. But then, she was buying gifts and buying stuff for the baby and buying stuff for our new apartment, which I was grateful for, and was just like, okay, like, all right. And then when they left, my mom and my son, I was giving my son a hug goodbye. And then it was so weird because my mom has never said this ever in her life to me. And she made this shit was so weird. And she looked me in my eyes and was just like, I love you. No, she like, it was weird. Like, I don't even know how to say it weird. Like, it was just weird. It was just a weird. My baby woke up. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I had to pause the video because my baby woke up. Okay, so anyways, finish your story, right? So my mom and my oldest son are getting ready to leave and go back to Vegas. And as I'm hugging my son goodbye, my mom, which she has never said to me ever before in her life, she said it to my dad all the time, but she would never say it to me. Never heard these words. And she goes, I love you. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I heard her, but I tried to act like I didn't because I was like, that is just fucking weird. Like, it made me feel so awkward. And then she said it again to make sure I heard it and gave me eye contact, which made it even 1,000 times even more awkward because she never gave me eye contact like that before. And was just like, I love you. Like, okay, you fucking weirdo. God damn, like, it was just so fucking unbelievably awkward. And all the kids were there, even the younger kids. So I was just like, I didn't want to make it weird for them. So I was just like pretending and going along with it, just like it was normal, and was just like, love you too. But on the inside, I was like, what the fuck is this about? Like, it was just so unbelievably weird. So some months go by and I'm just enjoying being a new mom, expanding my family, because he was not planned. But the moment I found out I was pregnant, like, it was so weird. It was so different because all the other times I'd be like, oh my gosh, like I was happy, but it was almost like shocking at the same time. At this point, I was just happy. I was just nothing but happy and completely grateful. And ever since then, I've truly fell in love with motherhood because I have healed so much. Because I've healed so much and done so much healing work that I don't have all of that toxic energy holding on to me anymore. And it's just different. So anyways, I've just been able to completely fall in love with motherhood. And so I'm just enjoying taking care of my babies and just expanding my family and working on myself, and just knowing like, okay, like, spirit's with me. Like, no matter what, like, at that point, like, I knew, like, after everything I've been through some shit. Like, I knew at that point, like, I'm different. I'm just made different. I didn't know that I was like extremely rare at that point, but I knew, like, okay, there's just something different on my life. Like, and spirit's got my back. Like, the universe is always going to be there for me and always have my best interests at heart. Like, I don't have to stress and worry about things anymore. Yes, I'm still human. I still have to put some things into action, but I don't have to stress about it, because whatever comes from me putting in work comes from it, and whatever doesn't, it doesn't. Maybe it just wasn't for me. So anyways, I'm just in this place of like I'm on like cloud nine. Like, I'm happy. Like, I've moved away. I moved away from, I didn't know that it was necessarily toxicity that I had moved away from, like moving away from my parents, but I just knew, like, whenever I was away from them, I just felt 1,000 times better. So anyways, I'm just enjoying being a mom, but money's starting to get low, and I'm just like, I'm not like, and I know, like, I can't, like, I'm not sending my kids to a daycare. Like, that's, first of all, like, all of my money would probably go to some damn daycare, and I don't want to send my brand new newborn baby that I'm still breastfeeding. Like, I'm not trying to do all that. Like, and then when I did try to actually like, I still breastfed him, but when I was trying to give him a bottle, he wouldn't even take a bottle anyway. So that would have stressed the hell out of me. So anyways, I'm trying everything in my power. Like, what can I do at this point? Like, I didn't come all the way out here just to turn around and go back. Like, I need to figure something out, and nothing was working. So eventually I was like, okay, like, I'm gonna have to call my parents. And so I call them and I tell them about my situation, and they're like, okay, like they offered, well, my mom offered to, we're pay for your plane tickets to come back out here, and you can come stay with us. Like, I'm appreciative, and I really don't have any other choice, but that's really not what the fuck I want to do. Like, I don't want to stay with y'all. Like, I left you guys. Like that was cool. Like, and I was a little, I wasn't mad at the universe, but at that time, I was just like, okay, universe, like, what the hell is this all about? Like, why did you send me out here to only last 6 months to come right back, and then and then to come back and live with my parents? Like, on top of that, like, I had my own place when I was in Vegas. I just left all of that, like, and now I'm gonna be back under this toxic ass roof. Like, okay, I'm trying to stay positive here, but I'm like, all right, some way somehow this is working out in my favor. It just has to. So I get back to Vegas, and even on the plane ride there, I was just like, I was just, it was so crazy. Like, when you're just not around these people, you just automatically raise your vibration, your frequency. So I was still like, I'm okay, I'm cool. The moment I saw my mom in that airport, it was just like, damn, fuck. It was just like, reality just hit me in that moment, was just like, fuck. Like, and then she had a completely different attitude, because when she thought I was in North Carolina and was never coming back, oh, I have to play this certain role, you know, like, of being the nice guy. And that's why she was like, I love you. Like, okay. But then when I came back to Vegas, it was none of that. It was no hug. It was no, I'm greeting you, like, oh, I'm so happy you're home. Like, none of that. It was just this weird standoffish. It was weird, but it was just the standoffish feeling that, yes, I was used to it, but it was still weird, because it was like, you just was like all weird and awkward talking about you love me, and now you're back to this shit. Like, okay, all right, whatever. Like, I'm just gonna stay positive, because I got this new baby, I got my kids. Like, I've literally fallen in love with motherhood. I'm not worried about you. Like, you, whatever. Like, that's you and your world. So time's going by, and I'm starting to see, like, things are really toxic. Like, and like, we had a few conversations where things just seemed off to me. And she had mentioned how, like, oh, like, when your dad gets old, I'm gonna put him in a home and I'll be off shopping and spending his money. And it's just like, this is somebody that you've been with for like decades, and you are counting on their demise to finally live your life and be happy. Like, and then there was a part of me that was just like, that's just not right. And then the compassionate side of me was like, I felt bad for her, because it was like, you feel like you can't actually be free and live your life until this person becomes sick. Like, damn, that sucks. And then other things, like, you know, like, people make fun of your dad on how cheap he is. And then I felt bad for her, because it was like, wow, this person is so controlling with money. And then she told me how much she actually made, and I'm like, wait a minute, you mean to tell me that my entire life we've been more than okay, but this person has been so cheap in survival mode that I took that on, and like, now I'm in survival mode, and I will only spend money on what I have to just to survive, all because of somebody's mindset. Like, wow. So I'm having all of these realizations, and I'm feeling bad for her, because I'm like, people are making fun of you. Like, I could tell, like, she felt bad, and it was like, you technically, because he makes more than enough money, you don't even have to work a job, but yet you're still working a job. And when I realized that, you know, working those jobs, like, you're a part of the matrix, and it's like, you're doing that whole thing all because of somebody's mindset. And so I just felt bad for her, even though I knew she was a narcissist at this point, a covert narcissist, but I was still holding on to that hope, like, you can change. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm not here to pass judgment on anybody. I'm gonna start making a course like on how to heal, because I've done the work myself. I'm still doing it. I'm still currently doing it in this moment. I've overcome so many things. Let me go ahead and start creating this course, because I didn't have any money at the time. I didn't have a job. I didn't have any type of income. So I'm like, okay, and Christmas was coming up just last year. This is so crazy. It's a year later. And I'm like, okay, Christmas is coming up. Like, I don't have any money, but I can gift you with this course. So I put my all into this course. I mean, I was up late at night after the kids went to sleep. I'm still breastfeeding, got feeding the baby in one arm, typing with the other. Like, I'm getting this course done. I'm pouring everything into it so I can get it ready to gift it to her for Christmas. So it's a online course. It's not like I can like wrap it up and gift it and make it look all pretty and shit and put it under a tree. So I send it to her email, right? And I can see she's still doing her like narcissistic ways, these narcissistic tactics, and like telling my kids like, oh, everybody has the same amount of presents, but I don't have any, like trying to play the victim. And it's like, why would you say that shit? Like first, and you know damn well you got something under that tree for you. Like, you're trying to play like what the fuck? So I'm just like, you know what? Once you get that gift that I sent you, the real healing can begin. And gosh, whatever. So then I'm like, okay, I tell her, I sent something to you in your email. And she's like, oh, I can't open it. Something's going on. She's asking my dad to help her. And she's like, something's going on with the internet, like whatever. So I'm just like, I'm so tired, because I had been up for like 5 nights in a row trying to get this shit done. So I'm just like, all right, whatever. Like, you know, get to it tomorrow if you can. Like, no big deal. So one day goes by. Okay. Nothing said. Okay. 2 days go by. I'm like, hello? 3 days go by. Like, like the internet's working fine for me. Like, the 4th day, I was like, wow, you saw that shit. You saw it. And you don't want to admit to me that you, like, not even admit. The thing is, okay, like I said, we're originally from, yeah, we both are from England, right? But she still has her accent. I don't, because I moved here when I was 10. And then it's a long story. I grew up around Air Force bases, because my dad is technically my stepdad. He's American. He was in the Air Force. So 6 months before we moved from England, I went to an American school out there with a bunch of American kids. So I lost my accent out there before I even came here. However, a lot of the culture and everything still sticks with me. So being from England, we are very big on manners and being polite. So, you know, even if something's not even your fault, somebody what I'm trying to say, somebody else bumps into you and you say sorry like it was your fault. Like, you'd be like, oh, I'm so sorry, sir. And it's like, you didn't even do shit. Like, anyway, so I'm saying all that to say, I expected at least a thank you. You know, like, thank you. Like, obviously, you know, I don't have any money. So me gifting you that, like, I'm trying, right? You know, but I didn't even get a thank you. And I was just like, wow. And that's the moment it hit me. That's when I was like, oh, you're not trying to change. You don't want to heal. All these feelings that I've had all of these years, because in 2020 is when I had my first spiritual awakening. And that's when I found out about narcissism. And that's when I found out about covert narcissism. And that's when I found out that these people are really jealous of you. They see a light within you, and they're constantly trying to compete with that. So I was like, holy shit, like, wow, like, and even knowing that, still holding on to hope. And at that point, I was like, I pulled the reins back, if that's how you say it. Like, I pulled my energy back, and I was just like, okay, you know what? You're not trying to heal. I'm going to focus on myself. And so I pulled my energy back. I got real quiet. I kept to myself. And yeah, I just kept to myself, and I just started realizing, like, all of the petty arguments that were happening, that weren't like between me, but between her and my father, the way they lived, like all of the 4 dogs, the 4 untrained dogs that they had. I'm like, when you have one dog that's not trained, and you think like, I'm gonna get another one, like, okay, like maybe you're thinking like this dog can, if I train this one, maybe this one will learn. And it's just like, okay, but then you get a third. Like, hmm, why would you do that? And then you get a fourth dog, and then it's like, what in the fuck is going on? And so that's when I realized these aren't animals, because these people don't get them to take care of them and to pour love into them. It's so that they can feel loved and they can feel wanted by these animals. So I was like, wow, like I'm just having all these realizations. And I'm like, the way the house is always dirty, it's like they clean, but they clean just enough just to like make the surface look good. Like if somebody were to just come over, they would think like, oh, the house is not that bad. But it's like, no, if you really in there and you looking around and you really see it, like you see like this shit is dirty. Like, and so I ended up being there. It was like, I didn't know how long I was going to be there, but I didn't want to be there. So I'm like, this is going to be short term. This is only got to last like a few months. I got to get the fuck up out of here. Man, it ended up turning into an entire, like almost an entire year. Damn, because it's about to be Christmas again. Wow. So yeah, it's about to be Christmas 2025. So I was there for almost a year. And I'm just like, okay, spirit, like, what the fuck? Like, still, like, I'm just gonna go with the flow. But looking back, I can see, well, let me finish what happened. Let me finish telling y'all what happened. So when you are dealing with people that you have outgrown, you start realizing their toxic ways, their narcissistic tactics, or maybe they're like a sociopath, and you're starting to realize like these people are not like up here, like they're just not okay, and you have been programmed and conditioned your entire life and completely changed who you are in order to please these other people who aren't even fucking right in the head in the first place. So those type of people, you will either walk away or they will just naturally drift out of your life. And so they're like, oh, we're gonna move to Texas. It was just like, damn, like, yeah, like this. I was watching some YouTube videos and they were saying like, this is what happens, like these type of people, when you don't resonate with them anymore, when the lessons are learned, they will naturally leave your life. And so I'm just going along with it. And they're like, oh, we're going to move to Texas. And like, well, what are you going to do? Are you going to come with us? And it's just like, yeah, sure. In my head, I'm like, I don't know where the fuck I'm going to go. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I ain't fucking going. I'm not doing this shit anymore. Like, nah, that's it. And that's when I started realizing like, damn, you're that one. You're the curse breaker that came here to end this shit. Like, if like you tried your best to try to get this person to, because you knew at this time that you were a generational curse breaker, but you're like, I want you to heal as well. Like if we could all heal, like it would be kumbaya, and like kumbaya, my lord. Like we would fucking, like everything would just be amazing. Like we could just move on, and like I will completely forget about everything that's happened. Like I don't care. Like who gives a fuck? Who cares? Like let's just move on and let's just be one big happy family. But again, like once I saw like, oh, this person's not trying to heal, and then they naturally were like drifting out of my life. They're like, oh, we're moving to Texas. And then I could see like they were, my mom really, because my dad, we never really spoke, like everything was quiet, but he like enabled my mom, like oh well, you shouldn't, or telling me like you shouldn't have an attitude, like when growing up, like don't have an attitude with her, like that's your mom, like, and constantly letting her get away with all this bullshit that she was doing. And that I've come to realize that the enablers are just as bad. Like I would always give this person a pass, and like maybe they, like, no, they're just as fucking bad. Okay. But anyway, so they're making this move, and she believes that I'm coming with her. And it's like, oh, like, yeah, you can find an apartment out there, and just like, and it's like, so you want me to just keep playing it small? Just find like a little apartment and just, just go find a little whatever job. And I'm like, I've already know like that route is not for me. It's not for me. So I'm like, wow, here you go again, like just trying to play this whole narcissism role, and just like trying to keep me as your bait, your supply, and just keep playing it small. Like, oh, we're going to go buy a house, but you can just have a little apartment and go work some crappy job and just work your ass off and hustle and take care of all these kids. And I'm going to present to you like I'm living this amazing lifestyle, when it's like, I've already woken up to all of this. Like, I see the truth now. I see that you are not really living the way you want to live, but you're trying to make me feel that way to keep me playing it small and have me dim my light. So everything, I was just connecting the dots all the way through. And then the time came to where they went out to Texas to go buy a house. And during that time, I was like, that's the time I need to get the fuck up out of here. I need to go. And I was like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing, but like, that's it. And I was so proud of myself, because when I was younger, I used to run away from home, not knowing, like, not about narcissists. I just knew, like, I couldn't stand being in that type of environment and being treated and feeling that way. Right. And so I would just run away from home, because I was just like a child, and I was just like, I just want to get away from this. But this time I was like, I'm not just going to up and just leave. I'm going to let them know. And I can't tell them face to face, because it would just be it would be all types of drama and fake bullshit and fake tears and all this fake, like, I'm not trying to do that. But I sent them a text message, a linked one, like, to both, not a linked one, like, like, when, like, you send, like, you have a group text. That's what I say. I send a group text to both of them saying, like, I'm not doing this out of anger. I'm doing this out of love for myself. Like, I love you guys, but I'm not going to be able to do this anymore. I've moved out. And while you guys were gone, like, I didn't move out as soon as y'all left. I stayed here and took care of your dogs like you asked me to, because it ain't their fault that they're not trained and they shit all over the house and piss and just nasty. It's not their fault, right? So I took care of them properly, and I'm a huge woman of my word. Like, I did what I was supposed to do. But on that last day, when you guys are coming back in less than, I don't know how many hours, I'm gonna take that opportunity, and I'm out. And that was it. That was it. And so I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know where I was going, but I just had this peace. And I still, like, just carry this peace within me, and just know that everything's going to be okay. Like, like, I know now at this point, I am that generational curse breaker. And so I'm telling you all of this so you can see my journey. You can watch my journey, and you can resonate with it and see your own journey as well, because these are the type of things that we go through, and to hold on and to have that faith and have that hope. Because when I left, I ended up having to stay with a friend for a few nights, and they were like, okay, like, well, what are you gonna do? And I'm just like, shit, I don't know. Like, I guess I'll just stay here. And they're like, and I didn't say that, but they were like, like, you're gonna have to find somewhere to go eventually, like, for you and the kids. And I'm like, I have no idea what I'm gonna do. So they're taking me around to different, like, charities, and looking for, like, homeless shelters. And I'm like, I don't want to fucking live in a homeless shelter, but at the same time, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm damn sure I ain't going back to that shit. So and besides, even if I did, because they mentioned, like, well, why don't you just go back to your parents? And if you don't, I'm like, they're leaving. Like, they sold their house. Their house has already been sold. These new owners are planning on moving in. They just bought a house out in Texas. Like, I'm not going out there. Like, I'm not doing that. So anyways, we go around to homeless shelters and to, like, these charity offices that like place you in homeless shelters. And everybody's like, well, technically you're not homeless because you have a place to sleep. I'm like, well, I can't stay there. Like, they was just giving me the runaround, and I'm just like, I don't want to do this anyways. But at the same time, I need somewhere to go. So we go to this one place, and again, the lady's like, sorry, can't help you. Bye. Like, what the fuck? So I go outside, and I'm telling my friend, and she was like, no, we going back in there, and we're going to talk to somebody else. And thank God she did, because we literally went in there, talked to somebody else. The very next day, she had a place for me. Was it what I wanted? Absolutely not. But I was so grateful. Like, when she told me because what she said was, I'll call you, because I had my baby with me. The other kids were at school. So she was like, you don't have to stay here for hours. I'll call around and try to find you a place. I'll call you later on. And even if it's after hours, I'll call you personally on your cell phone. So I was like, all right, cool. I just had so much faith that she was going to make it work. And so that night, I'm like, okay, like, I go, like, like 8, 9 o'clock, like is my bedtime. So like around that time, and I'm like, I haven't heard from this lady. Like, no, man, like don't be another one of those people. Like, come on. So never heard from her. So we go back up there the next day, and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry I didn't call. She's like, I didn't find anything, but let me call this one place. She made a phone call. I was standing there for like maybe like 5 minutes, and she was like, all right, here you go. She handed me a piece of paper with this address on here. She was like, here you go to this address. I got you a 90-day hotel voucher. And I was like, holy shit, like it brought tears to my eyes, because I was stressing out, like all that night. I was just like, well, like, what the fuck? Where am I going to go? Like, I don't want to be out on the streets. Like, what am I going to do? So she's like, we got this hotel voucher for you. And I was like, I can do that. Like, that's something I can do. Like, all right, cool. And so I looked up the address on my phone, and it was a popular hotel chain. I was like, all right, like, not ideal, but like I can make that work. So me and my friend, while the kids are in school, we're like, well, why don't we just go check it out while we're, on this side of town before we have to go back and get the kids out of school. So we go pull up, and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, hell no. The logo and the sign for this hotel chain that I thought it was had cardboard on it. The place looked abandoned. I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is it? Oh my God. And so my friend, she's been driving me around doing all these places. And so I don't want to sound ungrateful in front of her, because she did all of this for me and didn't ask anything in return. But I'm looking at this place like, nah, like, I can't have my kids here. Like, oh fuck. And so I go into the lobby, and they're going over like the rules and stuff, and it's like that right there made me feel like a damn child. Like, like we don't, us chosen ones, like we don't do good with authority. We don't do good with people telling us what we can and can't do. Like, we're not bad people. We're good ass people. We're amazing people. Like, we don't need to be told you should do this, you should do that. You need to have common courtesy. That's just who we are. We don't need you to tell us that. So I'm just like going through the what's the word I'm looking for? I'm tired, but I'm just going through the I don't know. I'm just going through the steps of everything, right? I'm just going through it. And then she walks me up to my room, and we're walking through the hallways, and the hallways are just dirty. There's a stench in the air. You could hear people yelling at their kids from the rooms. And I'm just like, bro, like, what the fuck? And then we get to my room, and I was just like, all right, here we go. She opens up the door, and I'm just like, okay. And that is this shit right here. And I know, like, it doesn't look half bad, and it's like, you should be grateful. Am I grateful? Hell yeah, because I could be outside, and it's cold right now. It's the freaking wintertime, like, and it's about to be Christmas. It's the holidays. I don't want me and my kids outside. So am I grateful? But does this match me? No. So I'm like, and then my oldest son, he gets out of school early. So he was here helping me bring my stuff in, and it was just quiet. He was quiet. Like, I didn't need him to say anything. I could just tell, like, he was like, fuck, like, I don't want my mom and my brothers and my sister to be in this shit. And then we go back on the other side of town, tell the kids, I'm like, I have a place for us. And they're like, oh, yay. Like, yeah. And I don't want to be like, don't be too excited, because again, I don't want to sound ungrateful in front of my friend. So I'm just like, oh, fuck. Like, all right, so we pull up, and I'm like, here we go, guys, we're here. And they're quiet. And I'm just like, wow. And we go into the lobby, and my daughter, she just starts crying, and she's like, mommy, I don't want to stay here. And I'm just like, I know, baby, like, this is what it is right now. This is what I can do. I'm like, I'm so unbelievably sorry. Like, just, we're going to make this work. We're going to be okay. Like, the biggest thing is that we're together. And then we get to the room, and they're just like, what the fuck? And I'm just like, the first 2 nights, like, I was so absolutely disgusted. I didn't even shower because the bathroom was nasty. And all I could think about is all the different bodies that have been in there. It was dirty. And I'm crying in front of the kids. And it was horrible. And so on the third day, and then, okay, so I have eczema. I used to have eczema really, really bad. So taking showers was hard for me because like it would feel good in the moment, but then I'd get out and dry off and my skin would just immediately dry up. So before we had got here, once I had done some real healing work, the crazy ass itchiness, that's how you know it's spiritual, because that crazy itchiness was gone. The dryness, however, still affects me. And so, but regardless of all of that, before I had got here, when I was still living with my parents, I got to a point to where I was able to shower twice a day. That is huge. When I got here, those first 2 nights, I didn't even shower. I didn't even want to step foot in that bathroom. I was like, mm-mm. But then on the third day, I was like, okay, like I have to, like, what kind of person that you have a bathroom available and you're not taking use of it? Like, just, I know it's dirty, but I went to the dollar store, I got some cleaning products and I cleaned it the best I could. And I took a shower and I felt so much better. I felt so much better. Still didn't feel completely good, still, because I also started seeing, which not anymore because I had them come and spray in the room, which was another thing. It was like y'all really spraying, you not go ask us to leave, you just start spraying bug spray, we're breathing in all these toxic chemicals. So that was a whole nother thing, but I'd rather deal with that than deal with these fucking roaches. So yeah, it was just horrible. Like that first week, it was just like, and then they're like, you need to find a job. And I'm just like, you don't understand. Like, I'm one of those ones. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, actually, I'm an earth angel. I'm not supposed to be working these 9 to 5. And it was just, everything was just so stressful. And so I want to say like a week and a half of being here, because I've been here for like a little over 2 weeks. So after a week and a half, I was just like, all right, that's it. Like, if something came over me and it was just like, look what the hell you just walked away from. Like, is this ideal? No, but look what you just walked away from. Look what you're telling the universe. Like, look what you just broke a generational curse. Like, you think you're not going to be okay? And that's why I'm telling this whole story, this whole journey, because I know it's hard. I know what you've been through, but do you really think that you just went through all of that to break a curse, or you're getting ready to break a curse, to not turn around and be blessed for to have that back pay, all of that shit that you went through, and you still standing, you still want to help yourself, you still want to help others, you still have love within you, you still have faith, you still have hope? Of course it's going to work out for you in your favor. You got to, and this is what I understood about my reality right now. It's like the inside me, like I'm a completely different person. You have to be to break a generational curse. You can't be the same person. You can't still have the same mindset. I've broken all of that. So it's like looking at the exterior and this fucking ugly ass popcorn ceiling. Like, I'm like, what? Anyways, I'm like, this is just the universe crumbling down my old reality. It has to crumble down. How can you build up a new reality on a shaky foundation? It's not going to work. So all has to crumble down for all of your blessings to come in. And so that's why I shared this message with you in this journey for the past few years, because I want you to relate to it and to understand that you didn't go through all of that for nothing. Like, it's not some cruel trick. Like, at one point, like when I got here, when I first got here, those first couple of days I was crying. I was pissed. I was like, universe, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm fucking mad at you right now. Like, God, I'm mad at you right now. Like why? Like, you know me, you know my heart. How the fuck did this happen? Like, I just did something. Like, you mean to tell me that my entire bloodline, my lineage now never has to deal with this toxicity again? Because I decided to break it, and now this is my reality now? Like, no. That's like, no. So yes, it's okay to have those feelings. If you're mad and you're upset and you don't understand, like, you're just like, yo, what the fuck? Like, how much pain am I supposed to endure? Like, this is just the rest of my life? No, it's not going to be the rest of your life. You just can't build your new foundation and your new reality on that same bullshit. It has to crumble down because you're a completely different person. So my baby keeps moving. So I just wanted to bring you this and bring you that hope and really give you that inspiration and know like it's not going to be shitty forever. I'm still waking up every day in the same bullshit hotel, listening to people yelling at their kids and whooping their kids. And like, this is like, and I know like this shit don't resonate with me at all, at all. Like it has to change. It has to. I'm a different person. I'm a completely different energy, different aura, different frequency. It's all brand new. So now I just have to wait and be patient and wait for my brand new reality on the exterior. And so do you. That you just got to be patient. And I know like that shit sucks because it's like I've been patient. Trust me, I know all of the shit that we go through day after day after day after day after day. Like, trust me, I understand. But you need to understand that this is not going to be forever. Okay. So again, I just wanted to share that story with you to bring you some inspiration and know that it's just a part of the journey. And until next time, I love you and the universe loves you.